welcome Reggie.
Hi, Reggie.
Thanks for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
And we're so happy to have you.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
So you are a local comedian.
Oh, yes, I dabble, yeah.
Dabble in the art of comedy.
I've been known, yeah,
Here and there.
from time
everywhere.
to time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, is this where I plug
Yeah,
my show?
that's where
You plug
we
whatever
talk
you
about
want,
yeah,
honey.
this is your time.
So there's a local queer comedy showcase in Burlington. It's called LGBTQLOL, and I'll be in that next Wednesday at the Vermont Comedy Club. Or this Wednesday.
This Wednesday, it's tomorrow.
Yes, it is. June 7th. That's right.
Wonderful. And so it's all queer comedians.
Yes, that is the focus, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
And where
it's-
was that again?
It's at the Vermont Comedy Club.
Vermont Comedy
I love that
Club.
place on Main Street.
That's right, yes.
So, how did you get into comedy in the first place?
I had some friends, a couple of my friends that were doing comedy shows locally and were really enjoying it. And I saw them kind of, living for themselves, and I wanted a little piece of that action. I took a comedy class, a stand-up comedy class, and it went well. And after that, I do an open mic here and there, and then eventually folks asked me to be in their shows, and that's how it happened.
Well then.
Yeah.
Who else? I want to know who else is on the lineup for Wednesday night's show.
Yeah, well, the show is hosted by Kendall Farrell. He won Vermont's
Yeah, I
Funniest
love
Comedian.
Kendall.
Yeah, he's truly a gem. He's truly a peach.
Hilarious.
Yeah, he hosts the show, so he'll be involved in that. He'll be hosting. Josie Levitt, I don't know if...
I love Josie.
Yeah, you're familiar with her
We
work.
are.
Yes.
Familiar.
She'll be in the show as well. A lot of comedians from the Boston area, they're in this one.
Where's Boston? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's a little town
yeah.
in Massachusetts.
Okay.
It's a stone's throw, really, from
Okay.
Burlington.
perfect.
And they'll be up also. It'll be cool.
Well, it's nice that they, come to a large city like Burlington to get their exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah, some recognition.
Yeah.
That's
That they probably aren't getting there. You
Right.
know? Yeah.
We're good for that.
Yeah.
we are.
Yeah.
This is where talent blossoms.
Definitely, yes.
Like my baby corn tree.
Like,
Yep. Well, it's good that so many people that you've listed are hilarious because that's obviously the point.
yeah, it's going to be a really good show. We ain't doing this for nothing, y'all. They're really funny people. Yeah.
I've been to a few. I went it's a nice. Well, for me, I find it to be a really nice winter activity. But
Oh, yeah.
you know,
You
'cause,
huddle
that's-
inside,
Yeah, it's
have a
so
drink or
cozy in
three.
there. Yeah. 7.
Yeah, but the cool thing is, in the summer there's AC, so it balances out. It's
Nice.
it's
So it's
lovely.
practically winter in there.
Yes, yes.
So, speaking of comedy,
Yeah.
Kathy Griffin. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, she's one of my favorites.
One of your
Same.
favorites.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you
I
seen
s-
her?
I saw her at the Flynn recently,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah,
She's so great.
she's wonderful.
So she is caught up in this scandal with her most recent video.
I hadn't heard.
You haven't. Oh my god. I know it really hasn't been talked about much, but we want to bring the breaking news on the show here.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts on that? Like comedy, crossing a line, not crossing a line? Ooh.
I can't say that I'm the biggest supporter of 45. So
It took me a second.
yeah, but
45.
for me though,
Speak the name.
I think it's a farce. I think it's a distraction. I think that there are really serious issues at hand with the current administration, and a comedian using her free speech to say something against the administration isn't an issue. Yeah, so it was a Halloween mask, basically, right, with some fake blood on it. Mm-hmm. All right, yeah, I don't think that's that big of a deal.
Well, there's something to be said for crossing a line, and I just feel like I'm the queen that continuously crosses the line. So I feel.
Where's your bloody mask?
Exactly.
Where is it?
It's the space.
It's
I just feel like that's like the point of comedy and entertainment is to push those boundaries and like.
It just kind of shows how weak he is, I think, and how unwilling to take any kind of criticism he is.
Right. Yeah. Oh, and
But
I
we've
really
seen-
thought
but
that
we've-
he was great with taking criticism.
Like, you thought he had an awesome sense of humor.
Self-reflection.
Because we've seen The Apprentice, and he's hilarious on that.
Hysterical.
But
Comedian.
yeah. But IRL, he's not
so much.
Person. Well, you've done an impersonation of 45, right?
Before they were elected, yes.
Can we see a little bit of that?
Yes, please.
Just a second?
We can put a link
Oh, okay,
in
okay.
the description.
I was waiting for it.
I can't.
Link in
You can
comments.
see some really bad. You can see some really bad. Like it was. I thought it was good makeup. I had some really fluffy eyebrows.
Fluffy eyebrows,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Like an emperor penguin?
Very
style?
similar. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm gonna change it away from my impersonation of 45.
Yeah,
And
I don't do one for the record.
don't?
I don't, because that's not my.
It's crossing a line.
For me, yeah, I'm unwilling to.
Boundaries.
Yeah, I don't know if I can take that kind of heat. We saw what happened to poor Kathy, so
Right.
I'm not trying to be the next.
And you
one.
have a bigger name than Kathy does, so clearly.
More at stake for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't want to damage your career.
No, it's up and coming, so
Yes.
that's where I need to nurture it and blossom this thing here.
So, speaking about careers and getting into the comedy path,
Sure.
if there was someone in the area
Yeah.
who was looking to do comedy,
Yeah.
like, how would they do it?
Okay. A lot of people do take a stand-up comedy class. They offer them through the Vermont Comedy Club. That's awesome. They have improv classes too. That's what I did. You could also just go to a local open mic. There's one at Drink. There's one at a couple at the Comedy Club. And you can just come with maybe a few minutes of material, maybe just, a couple minutes. And you'll have an audience. And a kind audience, I would say. So don't feel, too nervous. Like it's something you have to really prove yourself to anybody or anything. And just, get it out there, and you'll probably get a laugh. And hopefully that'll, inspire you to continue doing it.
Sounds like a great way to get in.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what does a comedy class actually look like? So, are you just sitting there, opening your joke book?
This is how you're funny. Yeah. Let me teach you to be funny and give you a personality. Because some people just aren't born with it. I know some girls.
Well, contrary to what you're laying down right now, we were actually taught that everyone is funny or can be funny, really, if you just kind of, I guess, frame it the right way. So, you know what I mean? Take things that happen to you in your everyday life, and you might not think they are hilarious, or maybe hopefully you do think they are a little bit hilarious, and just sort of blow them up. You know what I mean? What do you find so hilarious about them? And make the audience relate to that. Make them see why you think it's so funny.
We know a thing or two about exaggeration, don't
Oh,
One or two.
tell me more.
we? Just, subtle looks.
Daytime looks.
Subtle daytime
yeah. Your makeup is very subtle today.
So subtle.
Yeah, I was gonna say these are some really earthy kind of looks.
Earthy.
Well,
The earth is just growing out of your head.
I plucked one of these from my plant.
Oh,
this
your
one
corn
came
plant.
from my corn plant.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Hippie realness.
So, I think that you really obviously need to have a sense of humor, above all.
It does help if you
right?
want to be a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
I think that just feeling that you have a sense of humor really is the start. You have to feel that you have something funny to say. Yeah.
Have you ever, this is maybe a bad question, but have you ever totally bombed? And how do you get through it? Follow-up question.
Yeah. I've had some shows that didn't go as well as I expected them to. And how do you get through it? You just, understand that that might not have been your best, but, you can move on from there. You can go back, figure out what stunk so horribly about that, and then like refine that, or just, you scrap it. Really, you throw that part away. Usually.
What I love from going to some of the LGBTQLOL shows is that when sometimes the jokes don't land, like it's such a nice intimate audience that like they're totally like, well, guess I won't do that one again. Like, and I love that like sort of like humble like.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, guess that one's maybe a thinker or something like like be able to like play it off like.
I think the best folks sort of take their ego out of it, realize what the audience responded to, leave that in, and then kind of take the rest out. It's a process, I'm sure you understand.
We don't, yeah, totally. I was like just thinking about the time I tried to pop a balloon between my legs and couldn't.
Whoa!
And I was like, oh,
Instead,
okay.
kicked over a mic stand.
So how did you recover from that? And how did you eventually learn the balloon trick?
I threw the balloon and I was like,
It just popped it
yeah,
out.
guess that's not gonna work. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to like kind of just like have that like sort of sense of whatever sort of about it. Like
That is what it takes.
A sense of whatever. Sort of about it.
Yeah, that's what it takes to keep doing it over and over again.
Yeah.
Is to understand that you're going to feel like a little bit uncomfortable and embarrassed sometimes, and stuff isn't gonna go 100% perfect all the time, and just realize how to come back from that. Be humble. I think Kendrick Lamar said it best. Sit down, be humble. Just take from it what you can and move on. Yeah.
So since Emoji asked about your like bomb performance,
Yeah.
let me ask: have you had like a favorite performance or a spot that you perform at?
I love the Comedy Club. I think that's wonderful. I think the audience is always really warm and welcoming. Where else? Oh, before they close, I was able to do a showcase at the Half Lounge, and that's always been one of my favorite places to go, and usually drink and watch other people do comedy, but I was able to do it there a couple of times, and it was really fun.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. for sure. It was an awesome spot. I really loved it there.
We're gonna take a moment of silence.
Oh yeah, we need to. All the drinks consumed, all the dancing, all the really good dancing I did there. So good.
DJs, amazing.
Yes.
Bring it back. Let's sign a petition. Bring back Half Lounge.
I think a lot of people would be on board with that. Yeah.
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 is LGBTQLOL such a mouthful there? Whoa.
I know it's.
So many
but you
letters.
get used to it. You get used to it.
Is it, so I know for a while it was like a monthly thing on Sundays, and now this is sort of a transition into Wednesdays. Is this going to be a monthly thing, or what's going on? Did it go away for a little while? I felt like it went away.
There was a brief hiatus.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I think mostly just because Kendall is such a busy performer in his own right, that yeah, they had to take a bit of time off. But now we're back, queerer than ever.
Yes.
Personally, I feel at my queer most right now. So I'm at peak queer, and I can't wait to show you exactly what I mean by that.
Send it into overdrive.
On Wednesday.
I was gonna ask, like, what does peak queer even feel like?
You'll see. It's
You'll
where
see.
You'll
I think it's
experience
where
it.
you just feel like the most comfortable with yourself that you've ever felt, and you're ready to just express yourself. You know what I mean? You've seen that video with all the twerkers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, we are so excited to see you perform tomorrow night at the
Thank
Vermont
you.
Comedy Club for LGBTQLOL.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. It
Yeah.
kind of rolls off a little bit better.
It will
each
start
time.
to. Yes.
Is it a free show?
Yes, it is. Donations are welcome.
Free.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my favorite kind of show.
But yes, it is free to the public.
And you said donations. Where are the donations going to?
I believe they're going to the Pride Center.
Awesome.
Yes.
Nice.
And Pride is just right around the corner.
I
so
know.
Perfect
and
time to donate.
what better way to show your pride?
By supporting local queer talent.
That's right.
So important.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining
Oh
us
my
today.
gosh, thank you for having me. I feel so blessed. This was such an honor.
Hashtag blessed.
Yes. Yes.
The Blessed Life.
That's right.
Reggie, thank you.
Oh, thank you all so much.
And we will be right back with our next guest.